Mr Chairman.
I call the Minister, the Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Chairman, I want to start by thanking all those involved in this process, and particularly all those hard-working officials that worked so hard to present the review process and just what the sort of scope of that is. Of course, being the Minister of Social Development means that I'm responsible for a spend of over $21 billion, more than 30% of all government spend, and quite frankly it is going to those people that need it most, about 1.6 million New Zealanders in any year. I want to start by acknowledging the work most recently of the Christchurch earthquake and the work that the Ministry have done within that, because quite frankly I'm sure other ministers would disagree with me on this one, but I believe that my department have been exemplary and actually one of the star performers. They moved in quickly, they moved in for those people that were surviving, but also, you know, it's that sort of saying that they say, they move from living to surviving, and I think that's a reality for so many people in Christchurch. Can I run through a few quick facts, because this is what this review actually is all about. So the helpline has received 125,615 calls have been incoming to that helpline. That's extraordinary that staff have stepped up and actually been there to answer them and provide some pretty amazing help. They identified 18,500 senior clients who were living alone. We've got over 1,000 staff in the Canterbury region. We've redeployed about 200 staff from across MSD into Canterbury so that some of those staff can get a bit of time off. 3 work and income sites closed, but the other 8 open. We've got 10 recovery and assistance centres now. We've got 10 information kiosks open. Child, Youth and Family have reopened or in another building. Well, you know the facts, you would have heard them in the House today, of the amount of money, $160 million paid out in employer assistance and under job loss cover for those employees. And Civil Defence is now over 80,000 payments and about $14 million has been paid out. It's fantastic in the way of the work that's actually done behind it. So it's one thing for a minister to stand up and kind of say what's going on, but to be honest, there are people out there that have been working 24/7 to actually make this a reality for those people in Christchurch, and I want to make this opportunity to actually commend them. They're pretty amazing staff, so thank you for both sides of the House for acknowledging that. What have MSD done though? Let's talk briefly about that departmental and what's been going on. So the Value for Money program has resulted in a total of $254 million in savings and efficiency gains across the business. In addition to managing those cost pressures, MSD has returned $52 million to the Crown in the last 2 years. That has been through a number of strategies, but most of it's been about moving most of our services to online. A lot of seniors are now going online as well. Those students are actually using the online services more than ever. In fact, there's been a 60% increase in volumes that have been dealt with by the business. Lean Six Sigma has been rolled out throughout work and income. That has made a huge difference in how we move people to the front line. We make sure we've reduced the amount of waiting time for beneficiaries that go in to get assistance. I think that's pretty remarkable in these pretty difficult times. Shared services has been a big part of that as well, so working across other agencies, a reprioritisation of resources, lowering those operating costs and reducing the sort of client numbers and making sure we're getting that help right in front line. When we're to a point now where for the first time last week I saw we were over 50% triage rate. So that's people that go in to go on a benefit actually going away. And I just want to sort of give one of those facts, because we actually deal with a lot of stuff in this House, but when it comes to the opposition, not often are we talking about the actual facts of the situation. 136,000 people have cancelled their benefit in the last 2 years to go into a job. So that doesn't mean that it's all been fantastic and it's all been easy, but it does tell you that the labour market is still moving. And I think the biggest concern, certainly from my perspective, would have been if it had stopped moving. But people are still moving in and most importantly out, and also most importantly into work, and those sorts of numbers prove it. Mr Chairman, I'm going to end on the issue around children and child abuse and neglect. I just think that the work that has been done in there has been such a key focus, certainly for me as Minister. I haven't got time to go through all of the things, from the Never Ever Shake a Baby campaign to social workers now in all of the hospitals, the first response trial, the multidisciplinary meetings before discharging a child from hospital. Re-abuse has been a major concern to me. Better data own monitoring systems. Quite frankly, you can't actually fix it unless you're actually monitoring it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Excuse me, I call Tim McIntyre.